Good shot. Okay. Yeah, put your hand like this, hold it up here. So what do you guys got planned for today? Anybody gonna do football?
Are you ready to go, buddy? Come on. I'm gonna get you. Gonna get you. I was just somewhere between life and death, and I knew I didn't want to be where I was, but I really didn't care where I went.
My lifestyle was killing me. I fed off the fear and the anger. If there's a wall in front of me, I'd go through the wall to get to you.
I was asking God to let me die because I could not take living anymore.
Mike came from a multiple generation of alcoholism and fighting and dysfunction that was normal in his life.
I was probably about 3 years old at the time, and Uncle used to make me fight his girlfriend's brother. That's how I learned to fight. I was very abusive, but to me that was okay. That was because I was like bred into it.
He basically grew up in a dysfunctional family where he wasn't sure what was normal or what wasn't. His dad was a heroin addict.
He robbed connections. I mean, he burglarized. He didn't spend too much time at home.
His mom tried to take care of the household, and eventually Mom left the family system and Mike went with his mom.
She went to work. I learned how to run the streets.
He got involved in a relationship with a woman and began to have children.
You know, I thought I can maintain, drinking and doing the drugs and stuff. It was just a matter of when something was going to happen to me, and it did.
It escalated into domestic violence in his own relationship, and wherever he went, if Mike was challenged, he would fight.
I just pretty much fed off to stuff like that, and I just didn't want to do that no more.
I think he needed somebody in his life to say, Mike, your thinking is wrong. Now we're going to teach you something different if you're willing. And Mike was willing.
Happy Blaze.
Oh, it was beautiful. I almost cried.
He was just like a sponge. He was so hungry to change his life and to change his lifestyle and to help his children.
Now you gotta go back over here. There you go. Woo!
The staff could see whether you wanted this or not.
He was willing to do whatever it took.
Parenting classes, domestic violence classes, some drug and alcohol classes.
Once he started developing skills on his own, he was ready to have his children back.
Hey!
First it was with my 3 boys, and then I got my other 2 boys back, and then I got my daughter.
So cute.
We're all doing the same thing together. It's not just me or it's not just them.
Remember, stay out of the water.
This is a family experience.
You get a bite?
Right from the start. He took him fishing, he got him into sports, he went to all his meetings.
Hot chocolate time.
Everything's for the kids, and that's my job.
I think at first the kids questioned if this was temporary, and through constant reassurance and constant showing up for them made the kids feel safe.
Perfect. Ah!
Now they know that, I'm not going away. They got all my attention, and they know I'm not going nowhere. And it's like, they know I'm stuck on them. Now, for the first time, I didn't have a dad. So that's what compels me now to do what I'm doing, because you know what? I want to be there for them. Come on, right there, rock and roll. It's a good feeling of being there and being able to, show them how to, be young men and how to respect other people and, and respect yourself at the same time. Softball sounds good. I know there's a wrong way and there's a right way. If I can give them a starting chance, a running start at life, they've got an 80% chance better than I had.
Come on, guys.
He walked in the door with hope, and when a person has hope to change and the willingness to change, anything's possible. And Volunteers of America provides that.
That's a good word. I think hope is the beacon. It's the beacon, it's the lighthouse. It draws people to it. And hope is what Volunteers of America gives to everybody.
I came through the door and I just was met with open arms and with love, and I honestly kept waiting for it to end, but it just never stopped.
When Stephanie first arrived, she was very fragile, and was hurting so much inside.
I was absolutely hopeless. I had no hope that my life could be any different, that I would ever have a way out of that misery.
She had huge legal issues for trafficking, drug possession, was placed in jail, and so piece by piece we worked through those.
It was somebody reaching their hand out to me and telling me there's another way and it's possible.
Worth is the first thing that people get, along with hope.
I was somewhere in between life and death, and when I walked through the doors with Volunteers of America, it was like I came home. I had a wonderful family growing up, and I had every opportunity that a child could even ask for.
She lived in a middle-class family. She had graduated from high school.
I had scholarships to college for volleyball, and my addiction didn't actually start until I was around 16 or 18. As I was growing up, I really always felt out of place, and so I think when I went to college, I started drinking, so it felt so good, for once not to be struggling to be accepted. I was into alcohol, every hallucinogenic drug you could think of, and I was getting worse and worse. I was, using methamphetamine at that time, so it's like I was really a dark person. I found out that my mother had colon cancer, and she ended up passing away, and I was just so out of it all the time, and I didn't even really realize that what was going on was actually a reality.
Yes, you're a good baby.
I became pregnant with my son, and I began to turn things around, and so I found Volunteers of America.
This is so wonderful. She had decided that this was going to be a new life for her and a new opportunity, and she grabbed it.
I became knowledgeable about who I was and the direction that I wanted to take.
A lot of ladies, they do it for the baby, but Stephanie knew that she needed to do it for herself in order to help her baby.
Do you want to go to the park today? It's so nice outside.
He turned my life around, and I wouldn't trade it for the world. He is so wonderful, and I love being a mother. I love being there for him and nurturing him, and I look forward to being a positive role model for him.
There is so many lives affected from alcohol and drugs and family dysfunction, and Mike is changing that cycle.
Thank you, Dad.
Yeah, you're welcome.
You're welcome.
I wanted it more now than I ever have, so there's no going back. My life's just beginning.
The possibilities are endless. I don't put limits on, what my future will be now.
If it weren't for programs like Volunteers of America, the Stephanies of the world would be dead, and we would be going to funerals instead of going to graduations.
I would say never give up hope, not on a human being.
You get a bite?
Because Mike was saved. Because everybody out there can change, and if they have treatment, if they have a will. There's so many services out there through Volunteers of America. If somebody wants help like Mike, they can find it.
I like myself today. So things are a lot better than they used to be. And that's the way it's supposed to be.